A noticeable decline. Teachers are sharing the everyday things students can't do for themselves anymore. This is disheartening and is nobody's fault but the parents. So let's go here. Number one, I teach 3K. These are 3 and 4 year olds, and most of our kids cannot pull on a jacket at all. They won't even try. They start throwing tantrums before even attempting, saying they can't do it. It's too hard. Put on a jacket. Put on a jacket. Let's continue. The majority of students struggle to read a clock unless it's digital. I can confirm this. Creativity is lacking. Ask them to come up with designs for a DT project, and you find yourself saying no hearts or ticks, or they sit there having no clue what to draw. Ask them to tie a knot, for example, to tie up their own apron, and half of them can't do it. Let's go. Number 3. Kids know they will pass no matter how unqualified, ill-equipped, and unprepared they are. They come to school with the attitude of, I won't do the work and you can't make me. So sorry to say, we can't. That's why I quit teaching. Call me a coward. I blame it on No Child Left Behind. No, you're not a coward. You're smart. Number 4. I've been shocked by the number of 2nd and 3rd graders who can't tie their shoes. Do you know how many shoes I tie in a day? And you know what the funny part is? I enjoy tying their shoes. I'm weird like that. I enjoy tying my little kiddos' shoes. And I try my best to teach them in the little short time that I have. Let's continue. I also have 4th graders who can't write their first and last names. Granted, I spend most of my time with the kids who are failing more than one class, but it's really scary to think that a kid can go to 4th grade without anyone raising an alarm about their inability to write their full name. I've been teaching high school English for only 7 years now, and the post-COVID lockdown educational landscape is rough. Students are using AI to think for them, write for them, and summarize any readings for them that are more than a paragraph. We've put technology in every classroom, but kids don't understand how to use it. They need to be constantly reminded to capitalize their I's. Any proper noun, really. It's not just a problem with the kids, though. I think teachers are burnt out, rightfully so. In some cases, I don't think we can just write off an entire generation of students. Yeah. Listen, there's a new TikTok trend going on with the kids. It's the sea lion dance. Yes. Right now, the new hot TikTok trend is the sea lion dance. You want to see what it looks like? Sure you do. Sure you do. Sure you do. I got you. Sure you do. Sure you do. Sure you do. I know you want to see it. I know. This is what they're doing. This is what they're doing.
And I'm not doing it, guys. I'm a grown man. I've got a mortgage payment, a 401k. I'm not going to get on the ground and ooh like a sea lion. Okay, it's not happening. I'm sorry, but I've got to decline this request.
Everybody hit it with me, hit the sea lion. Everybody do it with me, hit the sea lion.
I keep getting requests to do this sea lion.
This is what my kiddos are doing. This is what my kiddos are doing right now. This is what they're doing. The sea lion.
Everybody do it with me, hit the sea lion. Everybody hit it with me, hit.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, American kids are cooked, man. American kids are cooked. American kids are cooked. Do you understand? I don't think you understand. Let's see this. I'm just.
Everybody hit it with me, hit the sea lion.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Hey, Dr. Umar say, for good.
Everybody hit it with me. Hit.
Oh my God! Oh my God! I got my window open, and my neighbors are like, "What is Nakado over there doing?" Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. Okay. This is what the kids are doing, man. I'm just saying, man. Okay, let's get back to the let's get back to this. Let's get back to this. Okay. I just retired after spending decades teaching an intro course at the university. The reason: cheating is the norm and accepted, critical thinking is out the door, and the use of ChatGPT is the only way students answer questions or write something on assigned topics. Number 7, retired middle school math teacher here, was given my class a timed multiplication assignment in which they had to multiply approximately 30 one-digit multiplication problems like the nines tables within a certain amount of time. Was told by an administrator that I was wasting valuable school time because this was nothing more than factoids they could get online. Caught a kid cheating on a math test and gave him a 0. Parents complained, of course. Administration backed the parents, of course. They said I had to give the student a second test because the student told everyone that I never taught him the things on the test. Of course, I said no and told the administrator that if he wanted to retest the student, he'd have to do it himself. He did. The kid still failed. Ask me again why I retired early. Kids can't tie their shoes anymore, not even the 5th graders. This is true. More and more, we're seeing kids lacking basic skills and teachers having to teach a class of 25 kids at all different levels. There's no way to do that well, and the kids just move on to the next grade, even though they're far from ready. It's effed up. I taught 7th to 9th grade ELA for 15 years with a focus on writing and grammar. I retired last year because the battle was bigger than me. Kids refused to think for themselves, and parents expected me to give grades for AI work. As 8th graders, they couldn't determine whether or not they had written a complete sentence because they didn't understand sentence parts and they didn't know parts of speech. I guess what bothered me most was that they had no desire to learn and they had no shame for being unlearned. It took 30 minutes the other day for 3rd through 5th grade students to think of 3 subjects they would like to learn about, and some didn't finish. Very difficult for them to look up a subject in the library catalog and choose a book on that subject. 5 years ago, it would have taken 10 minutes for them to find something in the catalog. They can't read, write, or spell and don't care. I teach high school, and the number of kids I see who cannot get through a day without some sort of chemical stimulus is unhinged. The number of kids who take sleep aids and then turn around and down 2 to 5 monsters during school hours and then follow it up with weed or something worse is out of control. It's so easy to get high these days, and they are doing it in droves. For those in my generation who got high in high school, this is totally different, and there are no repercussions. Okay. I teach high school history and experience many of the things written in these posts. Students can't think for themselves and expect answers to be given to them. Even when I put the answers in bold and repeat them, I get the response, so what's the answer? They complain of their hands being too tired after writing a couple of sentences. They don't know what a complete sentence is. They forget any sort of grammar, capitalization, or punctuation. Addiction to screens is very real. I'm truly scared for these students to enter the workforce and what society will become. I teach 2nd grade. I could go on forever, but the saddest one, in my opinion, is the lack of imaginative play. Many kids either sit and stare at toys, not knowing what to do with them, or reenact memes and viral videos. They're so accustomed to having a phone or iPad to play on that they forgot what real creative play can be. These kids have no creativity and are so scared to try hard and to fail. Maybe it's less about being scared and more about being apathetic. They can't read time, they can't use rulers, and they can't even articulate their own thoughts. Ask a kid to evaluate their own work, and they have to use AI. I've been teaching since 2017, and the decline in students' ability to comprehend, analyze, and create is very sharp. They're so used to digital resources and constant entertainment that they can no longer think for themselves. There is no responsibility or accountability for their own learning because even that bare minimum effort of studying and revising daily or doing homework is monumental for them. Mm. In my district, teachers are not allowed to give any student a grade lower than 50%. If a student puts their name on a paper and that's all, they automatically get a 50%. Wow. I had a pre-K student who did know how to turn on a faucet. She would just stand there until someone turned it on for her. I teach a fun elective at a high school, 9th to 12th grade. My students have no problem solving skills whatsoever. I will hand out a paper assignment and help a kid for 10 minutes just to turn around and find a student just sitting there doing nothing. When I ask them why they aren't working, they blankly stare at me and say they don't have a pencil. I keep a couple pencils at the front, which I pay for myself. I'm a high school science teacher and I have seen a surge in students who can't write well or read at grade level. Post-COVID, we are getting many more students with individualized education plans with lots of accommodations, which requires a ton more work to modify assignments specific to each student. Without much help because of staffing shortages, we are told to get the kids up to reading level while having to cover the same curriculum and skills as always, and get them to pass the end of course standardized test. It's no wonder teachers are starting to turn a blind eye to all the AI cheating. We just can't keep up with the demands. It all starts to feel like a very Sisyphean task, and this is why the burnout is real. I taught world history in North Carolina. That's ninth graders. We would write one essay, and it would take us a week, sometimes two. I would usually get not even half turned in. In the final year, I taught the 24 to 25 school year. A majority of the essays were just AI generated. My admin wouldn't let me put a zero in or write them up for plagiarism. They cannot write a paragraph, solve simple math problems, or summarize. Studying or taking notes, I teach middle school science, is a skill they've never mastered. Behavior, regulating emotions, waiting your turn, looking up answers, being a problem solver, non-existent. I'm a math teacher and students in my Algebra 2 class, which is a college prep class, use calculators to do things like dividing 30 by 2. Sometimes I get so discouraged when I witness these things that I just have to walk away and take a deep breath. Yes, many cannot think for themselves and lack imagination. The worst part is the sense of entitlement they feel despite having contributed very little. Kindergarten teacher here. Many kids come to kindergarten having never used crayons or pencils, so they cannot write or won't try to color, trace, draw, or write. Forget kids not knowing how to write. Forget kids not knowing how to do rudimentary research. Forget the phones. One of the biggest things I see is that the students lack basic empathy and decency. Everything is a joke and nothing is taken seriously. It's all about being as self-centered as possible for clicks and followers, I guess. I teach high school, and what drives me bonkers is that I want them to go to a website with a basic URL. They don't understand how to type it in the web address bar. They go straight to Google search and then click on the wrong thing. A third of them will type it in the wrong and get an error, but can't recognize why they're getting the error. I'm a sixth grade math teacher. Many of my students are at least 2 to 5 grades behind. None of them know their multiplication facts. They have no motivation to do any work. Many of them just want the answer, and they don't really care how they got it. According to the most recent diagnostic test, almost all of my students don't know their shapes or how to sort objects from largest to smallest. It's overwhelming to teach, to say the least. My God. My God. I've been a high school science teacher for 15 years, and I've observed a noticeable decline in student perseverance, problem-solving skills, and independent thinking. Increasingly, students ask how to enter a fraction into a calculator without understanding that a fraction represents division. I've had students offer a pencil for signing official documents, unaware that signature requires ink. Many resist reading directions because it takes too long and instead want verbal summaries, often only when it suits them. I've even seen students choose to disengage entirely, accept failure, and then attempt to recover later rather than persist through the learning process. I used to counsel middle school kids, and most couldn't tell the difference between a nickel and a quarter or how much they were worth, nor could any of them read an analog clock. I've had grade 5 students who don't even know their own birthday, and they don't care because they could just ask their parents if there's something they need to know. Wow. I'm a high school teacher, and not only can the students not address the envelopes correctly, but they also can't even fold the paper correctly to fit in the envelope. Some can't even use paper clip. It's shocking. I know a 10-year-old who can't tie his shoes. School age kids cannot tell time on an analog clock at all. High schoolers get their papers from ChatGPT. None of them say please or thank you. They don't respect teachers. They melt down over the tiniest things. The only things they talk about are the mindless viral things they see online. They get bored very easily. They don't listen to or obey rules. The first few weeks of school, a lot of the kindergartners don't even know their own names. It is baffling to ask a child if they are this person and have them stare at you blankly for 5 minutes. They don't know the months of the year. I have to do concussion testing, and one of the questions is to say the months of the year backwards. They can't do it. They tell me they don't know them. Jeezy Pete's. American, man. American kids. Bridget, thank you for the 5 in the chat, brethren. It's the parents and the leadership above the teachers that are failing these students. The teachers are the cannon fodder in this dysfunction. I can't. Oh, goddamn, wrong sound. My bad. And the weird thing is, the crazy thing, I see all of this. And yeah, I still try to do my best. I try, but it's a losing battle. It hands down is a losing battle, but I enjoy tying their shoes. Like the smaller they are, I just like, oh, let me tie your shoe. Or they'll be like, coach, can you tie my shoe? They just stick their little feet out. And I'll just be like, okay. Like, I enjoy tying their shoes. And I try to teach them. Like, can you tie your shoe? Or do you know the steps? And I just do my best, man. I just do what I can. So I try to have an impact on these kids or leave something for them to remember if they do remember. But it's a losing battle. It really is.